And we are going to set her as a doctor. And we're going to treat a chap. Now, this is not going to work very well, but it's better than nothing. It's much better than nothing. Danny is fully healed. That's great. Whenever you treat something, by the way... oh, he's already healed. Whenever there is an actual bloodshot, you see... Whenever there's an injury, you see a little, like, blood drop next to it. Whenever it's been treated, that turns into a bandage. So... If you're ever wondering if someone's been treated or not, just look in their needs section, and you'll see real quick if they have been. Alright, so now that our other door, or our other room is done, we're going to pop this door down. We're going to pull out another double bed and stick that in there. And now, since we have some power going here, we're also going to go ahead and put in some lamps. And this is going to help light this area a little bit. We're also going to set all of this stuff on the inside to get hauled out. There we go. You can see him going and building crazily in there. Looking good. We're also going to go ahead and break down this campfire. And we're going to build some wooden auto doors to make this an internal structure. We also need to make sure that we set these as normal beds again, so people sleep in them. They won't sleep in medical beds normally. There we go. Great. All right. Take a look at our farm. Everything's going well down here. A chunk of spacecraft has fallen from space and landed nearby. We will worry about this stuff soon, but we will be deconstructing that stuff for components coming up here. Now, what we need to start thinking of next is how we're going to process this food and how we're going to do food in general overall. His food is still pretty good, so he's all right. We don't need to worry about that too much right now. So we need to make a couple things. One, we need to make a fridge where we're going to store food. And then two, we need to make an area where we're going to process food. So let's go ahead and start with a basic fridge here. We'll do a small airlock here, and we'll do a prep room right here. There we go. And that should get plenty going here at the beginning. Taking a quick look here and seeing if we want to change any of this. No, that's fine. That's fine. Look at that Danny up above everyone. Doing everything right there. Good stuff, good stuff. Hurt. Alright, good. So our doors here are done. Fantastic. And mining they go. Perfect. Optimus Chaos says, it's weird how awesome this game seems. It's a really cool game, man. It's a really cool game. I highly recommend it. You can get a lot of time out of this game. Alright, so next up is making our food prep area. So what we're going to do is put an electric stove here. And we're going to put a wood butcher table here. And that's going to be the foundation of our food preparation area. We're also going to go ahead and put a light in here as well, so they're not working in darkness. Now I see here that we have some compacted machinery, so we're actually going to mine that out. We're going to mine all this out and replace it with walls. We're going to go into structure, go into wooden walls. It's a good idea if you build around resources that you don't utilize the resources as permanent walls, dig them out, and then rebuild back around them. And that way you can get all that stuff out. Big thank you to Quad79, Riskard, Baxeron, and new sub Molami Set. Thank you very much for that, my friends. Welcome to our community. Thank you, guys. All right, we're going to build that wall back in there. All right, things are looking good. We're also going to need a place for our AC, which we'll need to do tomorrow. Oh, we had a wanderer join. A villager named Grunt has arrived and is joining the colony. He is a VR designer. A VR designer. I wonder what that is. All right, first thing we need to set a sleeping spot. You're sleeping with Palme. Pulse. There we go. Let's take a look at Grunt. He's a great grower, a good constructor. He's very artistic. That's really good. He's also gay, a prostophile, And dislikes women. Well, I guess that's weird. He dislikes women, and I guess really likes guys. Okay. He's also incapable of firefighting, which sucks. Alright, so we need to name this guy. Let's go with Pala Lizard. Welcome to the colony, Pala. Alright. So we're going to let these guys sleep. How's our energy doing? It's doing okay. Batteries aren't quite half full. We aren't really doing much with them yet, so that's fine. Wait. Alright, Pallet is wandering. Let's go ahead and set his mining. Also, we'll make him our primary grower. Since that'll let Palme focus on mining, since she's really good at that. Alright, so this is going to be our outdoor airlock down here. Airlocks help manage temperatures inside of areas that you may adjust. And the reason that we're doing that... Who's got a poor mood? Pala Lizard does. That makes sense. The reason we're going to be doing that is we're going to soon turn this area into a refrigerator. Pala Lizard is already in a mental state of daze. It's very rare to have someone daze that quickly. So what Pal is doing now is you can notice these guys' names are white and his name is blue. That means that we can't actually interact with him in any way right now. He just has to kind of like walk around in daze. If he had clothes on, he'd probably take them off right now. People in a daze do all sorts of weird stuff. Danny B's in a weird mood. That's not good. And now he's dazed. All right, so things aren't going super swimmingly for our little colony here, but that's okay. Thankfully, daze is not the end of the world. Thankfully. So hopefully we'll get around that here in just a little bit. In fact, what we may do is let's take a look at Pala, and hopefully when he comes back we can... Oh, we can't set Pala to clean. Maybe we can set Danny to clean. Let's get him cleaning. That should really improve everyone's mood. Oh, yep, there go the pants. And we're being raided! Okay, in classic Rimworld style, once we are dealing with one thing, another thing happens that is horrible. Now, our main shooter is in a daze! So we don't have any defenders. Our secondary shooter is also in a daze. Alright, so what we can do we have any steel? No, we don't. We can't even build a turret. Huh. We're gonna have to find a way to get around this. So we're probably gonna have to do some melee stuff here and hope for the best. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a quick turret down. I don't think we're gonna be able to. Yeah, need materials. Yeah, we don't have enough materials for a turret. Alright. Well, Palme, you're about to show us your fighting prowess. Because you are literally the only person who can fight. Killer Priest and Nasuka, thank you very much for your subs, guys. Maybe Danny will snap. Oh, look, Palme's cloud watching. Okay, here we go. We're going in for the melee hits. So they are now meleeing. Danny's wandering off from the fight while Palme continues fighting. It's pretty rude, Danny. It's pretty rude. The melee. Oh, and we got him. Perfect. Okay, okay, good deal. So, what we need to do now is we need to go up here. We're going to set another sleeping spot, and we're going to turn this into a prison. And Palme is going to capture this guy here. Now, what this is going to do is potentially let us work with him and try to recruit him to our side, potentially. Doesn't always work, but it does sometimes. And the way that we can find that out is if we now go and click on him, we can click on Prisoner. We can see his recruitment difficulty is 67%, which is actually pretty high. And we're going to click on Chat and Recruit. We're going to make sure that he gets at least some medicine. And we see up here that Get Food is already checked. So now we need to go into Work. And we need to make sure that we have a warden, a dedicated warden. And these wardens will kind of help make sure he's fed, make sure he's healed, You know, and eventually they will talk to him enough to the point where they will hopefully recruit him. Now Danny's back. We can see Danny's back now, which is great. We're going to kind of let him do his thing. We don't have any medical beds right now. We're going to have to go ahead and build a med bay. Man, this is a rough start. Let me just say that right now. This is a much rougher start, especially for this difficulty, than I was thinking would happen. All right, so what we're going to do temporarily is we're going to do this. This is my trash can. And there's my cat, Gary. You having fun in there? Yeah? Okay. I love you too, baby. Get out of there. Jeez. Does someone have an infection? No, okay, good. Trash cat. All right, so what we're going to do is turn this into a little med bay here for now. Boop, boop, boop. Hopefully we won't need more beds than that. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this from the top down. That way, if we need a fourth bed... No, get out of the trap. You know what? Fine. You do what you want. You do what you want, cat. You do what you want. All right, now another thing we're going to need to go ahead and do is set this to be mined. Yep, someone got infected, which is really bad. But we'll see what we can do. We may be able to recover. What is that, 7x4? Okay. Danny is going and cleaning up, which is great. All right, now we need Danny to get treated, so we're going to go tell him to rest. Now, Shap, since he is resting in a medical bed, a Shap's doctor takes over, and he goes and starts doctoring. Which is, again, exactly what we want to happen. That's perfect. We're going to go ahead and clear out this iron while we're down here, too. Now, we can see up here that a Shap failed to recruit Nathan, but a 7.2% chance, which is decent. It can't get a lot higher than that, a lot higher, but at least it's a little bit. There are times when you can have like a 1 or less % chance of doing it, so that's important to keep in mind. All right, looking good down here. We don't have any power down there, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and drag some power down here. Connect that through there. All right, Danny, how's your infection doing? It's treated. Good. So he's getting better there. He's getting better. Put some light in our tunnels. We want to make sure that everything is really well lit for the colonists. Also go ahead and clear these out. Now, one of the things we're going to do is as soon as this gets all set up, which should be hopefully pretty soon, we're going to go ahead and set a prioritized internal area, which you'll see here in just a minute, which can be pretty important. Actually, we'll go over that stuff in just a second. How is your food looking, bud? ZW Stern says, I pirated this game, mainly because there's games generally aren't for me, but you make it look so fun I had to try it, and you make this game look so easy when it's so hard to micromanage. ZW Stearns, I gotta say, dude, I vehemently disagree with pirating. If you, not even to try it, you know, this is an indie dev, and it's kind of important that if you do put any time into it, you really should buy it. I mean, these, you know, in days like this, buying games is very meaningful, especially if you're going to spend time doing it. So if you do pirate a game, if you have to do that, and you do end up spending a lot of time with it, buy it anyway. Seriously. You know, if you're going to spend hours of your life playing the game, buy the game. Seriously. Don't be that jerk who doesn't do that. That's really kind of crappy. So, yeah. Anyway, not cool. Not cool. Just gonna go ahead and say it. And yeah, we kind of really don't do pirating here in this community. Okay, so Ashap is feeding him. Now, one of the things we're going to do, we need all this to get done, but I don't know if we have the steel. We do have the steel, so we need that to get completed. Let's go ahead and prioritize getting this completed real quick. Oh, they have to cut down this stuff. Okay. It's almost done. There we go. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This area down here is now a enclosed area with 2 airlocks to get in and a cooler. What we're going to do is first we're going to put a light in here. Then we're going to go to our stockpiles. We're going to put a stockpile down in this area. We're going to go into this stockpile. We're going to set the priority to preferred. Now, if there's 2 stockpiles next to each other and one is preferred and one's normal, everything will go to the preferred one. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn everything off. So this stockpile basically is not going to get anything in it. Then we're going to go to food. We're going to turn that on. We're going to go to corpses. We're going to turn on animal corpses. And that's it. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it so stuff from the outside here, which if you see right here, spoils in 1 season 14 days. Well, if we go down to our AC unit, go ahead and drop this down to like -10, and we may need to adjust that later. Once the temperature goes down in this room, which you can watch right down here in the bottom right, once the temperature goes below 0, anything put in it doesn't spoil. So what we're basically doing right now is making a refrigerator that we can store all of our resources in. And then once we cook it and do things of that nature, we won't have to worry about spoiling. We won't have to worry about any of that stuff. So it really works out well. And we just got a new recruit. Awesome. Well, that worked out pretty well. That worked out pretty well. Does Danny still have an infection? Yeah, still has an infection. Thankfully, he's almost immune to it. Once a person becomes immune to an infection or a disease, they're basically done with it, which is really good. So now that we have this set up down here, we need to start actually making food. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to go to our wooden butcher table, and anytime you make a crafting station or anything that is going to create an item, or really create anything, you need to make a bill for that creation. So we're going to click on the wooden butcher table. We're going to go to bills. We're going to add a bill. Butcher creature. Now, if we just left it right here, then as you can see, do X times X is 1. If we were to butcher an animal, it would be done 1 time, and then it's done. That would be it. However, what we want this butcher table to do is any time there's a corpse that needs butchering, we want them to do it. So instead of doing it X times, we're going to click that and do forever. And that's going to make it so every time there's a corpse to be butchered, then there will be a bill added to do that. Now, what we're also going to do is come over here to our electric stove. We've already, well, why don't you do it from scratch? We're going to add a bill, a simple meal. Now, this one we're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to click details, and that's going to take us into here. Now, whatever the object created needs, like what resources it needs, that's going to be in here. So, you know, we could make a simple meal out of all of this stuff, except human meat. Oh, that's too bad. But yeah, we're not going to make a meal out of human meat. Also, we're not going to make a meal out of fertilized eggs because we can let those grow. So what we're going to do is leave all of this just like it is, but we're going to go up to here. We're going to click do X times, and instead of doing it X times, we're going to say do until you have. And what this is going to mean is anytime the stockpile of simple meals is less than whatever we set, then it will automatically add a bill to make more. So we'll set it to 35, and so that'll be telling the cook, if we ever have less than 35 meals, then go cook some meals. Now we also want to make sure at this point that we have a dedicated cook, which we don't right now. So we'll make Pal May our dedicated cook for now. Check out what Pal May does. Up, Danny's dazing again. That's okay though. Also, while we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and set up a dining room. That'll be good. Now, we're getting a little bit low on food, but that's mainly because they're not hauling it into here, which is fine. So you can see Palme is going outside, bringing food in, cooking the food, and then dropping it off in the storage center here. Now, Danny is already good again, which is great. That's perfect. So we're going to let him keep cleaning. We're going to kind of let everyone just do their thing for a little bit. Let's go ahead and put another light back here. Put a light up here as well. Now, we need to get everyone their own rooms quickly. Because without their own rooms, they're taking some pretty big hits right now. Nathan is... The guy that we just recruited is sleeping in his own room, and everyone else is... That's pretty funny. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to look at Nathan. Whoa! He's a big melee guy. He's also very social. That's great. He's actually... He can do a lot of different things. Let's take a look at what he can do. We're going to set him as a dedicated hauler for now. And we'll kind of let him just run around and haul things. Now, we need to give this guy a name, of course. Who have we not named yet? Let's do Sayori. Hey, Sayori. Welcome to the colony, friend. Palalizard has a poor mood. Let's take a look at his needs. Repulsive barrack. My barrack is a repulsive place. Disturbed sleep. Shared bedroom. See, all of these right here are because they're all sleeping in the same place. Ugly environment is because it's dirty. Slept on ground because they're on that stuff. So, and crowded. Almost all the things he's pissed about is because he's in this big bedroom. So as soon as these are done, we're going to be able to alleviate all that stuff. Thankfully. Hopefully that'll be soon. Is this guide going on my YouTube? Yes, it is. Yep. How is your food doing, bud? Okay, he's clearly eating something besides meat, which is good. Danny's sleeping outside because he went crazy. Nice. All right, let's go ahead. We need to start doing some hauling here. Oh, good. Our turret's set up. Great. Danny is cleaning up here. You can see once everyone starts really cleaning and getting stuff together, the colony really starts taking shape, which is what's happening now. It looks a little rough at the beginning, but thankfully it picks up a little bit. Hey, Life Filter. Big thank you to Betterman, Unknown Killer, Jeriessa, Stacks, Bongo, Nasuka, and Killer Priest. Really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Oh, Lord, and we have some tips. We're going to go over all the tips at the end of the tutorial here. Big thank you to everyone tipping. Really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you for it. I will read everything out at the end here. All right, this is really coming together here. Sayori, you can see, is beelining all these rock chunks out over there, which is great. Kame is still cooking away. Now, as soon as this is done, we're going to let them work on these bedrooms. And the reason we're building this little room here is because it's very important for your people to have a dining area. It can really help them feel better about things. So we're going to make a wooden long table right here. We're going to make some wooden chairs as well. Set them all up. We could also do things later to really increase the beauty of a room like this and make it so a centralized place that they really like is a place that they go to regularly, which is really can be good. We also want to go ahead and make it so they can easily get in to get food. And this is a case where I don't think we'll need an airlock. We'll go ahead and just put this here, but we'll see. We may need to airlock that later if temperature becomes an issue. Let's go ahead and prioritize that. Build it, Danny. You got this, bud. There we go. Okay, good deal. Great. All right, now we have gotten to the point where we don't really have enough power to support what we're doing. So we're going to need to go ahead and tomorrow build a couple more solar panels. We'll pop those down right there on our energy grid. Hotstreak says, can you briefly explain what this game is? Hotstreak, check out my YouTube when we're done with this. I've kind of been doing a tutorial this morning where we're going over all this stuff. So there'll be a lot of info on my YouTube. And you can watch this from the beginning and kind of get a good idea about what the game is and how to play it. All right, now we need to get that rock out of here. Let's go ahead and get that rock out of here. Because I think... Is that holding the door open? It might... it doesn't look like it is, actually, but... We still want to get it out of there. Now you can see Sayori is also bringing in food from the outside into our fridge, which is great, because that means it's not going to spoil. Let's go ahead and grab this. There we go. It's always good to get chunks of rock out of the way of doorways and stuff, because your characters will very palpably slow down when they walk over rocks and things like that.